Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great, wonderful day. Well, what we have here is a professor going completely unhinged. Really just going completely out into the insano world because he's calling that people who do not vote for Kamala Harris or a woman for president should be lined up and, well, put out of their, pretty much unalived. Let's put it that way. And it's just not great, right? It's just not what we call the most amazing thing on the planet. We're going to be going through this here. So, without further ado, let's go. We have this here from the Post-Millennial saying, the University of Kansas professor placed on leave after telling students men who won't vote for a woman president should be lined up and shot. His name is Professor Phil Lowcock. What a last name. It does say here that the Professor Lowcock is no longer employed by Kansas City University. U.S. Senator for Kansas Marshall confirmed on Friday. So, what goes on to say with the story says, a professor at the University of Kansas has been put on administrative leave after telling students during a recent lecture that men who do not vote for a female president should be lined up and shot. The comments were made by Professor Phil Lowcock, the Director of International Student Athlete Support who works in the university's Health, Sport, and Exercise Department, according to KU's faculty directory. A video of the incident posted to social media has since gone viral. In the clip, Lowcock can be heard telling his students there are going to be some males in our society that will refuse to vote for a potential female president because they don't think females are smart enough to be president. Yeah, well, again, I don't think Kamala Harris is smart enough to be president. I think she is the worst female president candidate that we've had. Same thing with Hillary Clinton. And I think the only decent candidate that we have so far for president is Katie, which I may believe, or no, not Katie, but Carrie Lake, which is the only other female president that I would say that would be decent enough for the job to be president. Because all the other ones don't just seem to either be insane, either on the Republican side, or just flat out moronic on the Democratic side. So it's just a little lose-lose situation here. You don't have really good female candidates. I'm going to be honest with you. We really don't. I'm not saying the men are very much better, to be honest with you. It says, so this is what the guy has to say, right? This is what the guy has to say about this whole situation.
Guys are smarter than girls. You got some serious problems. That's what frustrates me. There are going to be some males in our society that will refuse to vote for a potential female president because they don't think females are smart enough to be president. We could line all those guys up and shoot them. They clearly don't understand the way the world works. Did I say that? Scratch that from the recording. I don't want the deans hearing that I said that.
He panics because he understands that his unhinged statement, unhinged comment really just got him into trouble, which it did because he's now fired and no longer a professor there at this University of Kansas. So these people are unhinged. I'm going to be addressing my opinion here in a little bit here, but I just want you guys to understand. So this is what he said here, and it's just insane. Everybody is losing their minds, as they should. What we have here as well is that this post is from the University of Kansas themselves saying, a statement from the university regarding a classroom video. The university is aware of a classroom video in which an instructor made an appropriate reference to violence. The instructor is being placed on administrative leave pending further investigation. The instructor offers his sincerest apologies and deeply regrets the situation. His intent was to emphasize his advocacy for women's rights and equality, and he recognizes he did a very poor job of doing so. The university has established process for situations like this and will follow that process. I don't think he actually feels sorry at all. I think he feels sorry for actually getting caught. Because, again, this is the way these people act, right? This is the way that these people are, really think of other people that don't think the way they do, right? And the left constantly does this, guys. The left is going to just go out and say whatever they want to say, and then if you don't believe on what they do, they'll dox you, they attack you, they try to end you, they say all these horrific and very violent level type stuff to the point to where how could you ever want to be on their side? This is the way these people act. We see it time and time again. Again, when we go talk about Larry Elder, where we see where he was called the black face of white supremacy. But he's a black man. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, they do this all the time. They do not like people that go against their narrative, that goes against their mantra. I just did a video not too long ago where Anna Kasparian literally said that she's leaving the left because of this exact problem. It's because the left, you guys, are completely unhinged. You have no moral compass. You have no moral code. So when you guys say stuff like this, it leads me to believe that you people are batshit insane. You don't have any moral code and you need help. You need to get actual mental help because you guys do this way, way, way too often. It's way too often that you guys end up doing this. And you always want to say, oh, the Republicans are the violent ones. The people that don't agree with us are the violent ones. We're all for peace and joy and all this other stuff, right? When you guys do the exact opposite. What happened when Donald Trump got shot? You guys said, oh, I wish they didn't miss. What type of insanity are you people doing? You even guys went to one of our Supreme Court members' house and protested there, and he was almost trying to get assassinated, right? This is a way that you people operate. This is just something that you do. So when you want to say that you're all for peace, that you're all saying that you're all for love and wanting all this type of stuff, it's completely the opposite. That is not what you guys mean at all. You want what you guys want, and if they don't, and people don't fall in line, they don't fall in line into your cult, you will leave. You just do not like it. You will not, you will do everything in your power to ruin somebody's lives. It's what you do, it's what you guys are professionals at, and you're finally seeing a recourse for your people's insane actions. I don't see very many people on the right that are doing it. And if people are on the right are doing it, guess what's happening? The people on the right, the people that are saying they're not mentally insane, are denouncing it entirely. But people on your side, that's not what's going on here. So we have to set a point to where you people should not be allowed to do what you say or do what you're doing when you're doing this up on Saturday. I'm all for freedom of speech, but when you start inciting violence and start threatening people, that's when your freedom of speech should probably be questioned here, because obviously you're threatening somebody and it should not be allowed. All right, you should not be allowed to say, "Oh, I'm going to go kill this person," and then and dox them and all this other stuff. That's what we're doing. Saying, I still think doxing is a huge issue, right? I think doxing should be some type of against the law, because I've seen it way too many times where it's being used nefariously, especially by the far left. And these people just can't get up. They just cannot stop this. And it's insanity that we're living in this society to where these unhinged people can go out and say this. Well, it looks like Professor Phil Wilcock got what he deserved. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.